Coming up. Oh, I can't deal with the weather stuff. It's too much.
I couldn't even walk to the sea.
One of the most epic bits of land that I've seen so far. I just need a break from the rain now. Yeah, I've had enough of the weather and stuff. This is like right in the far corner of Wales. I'm gonna go home. Oh God, what's happening? In this episode, I make the final stint of my journey to the northwest corner of Wales. I walk along some spectacular beaches, visit some towns, and find a remote camp spot to witness the best sunset I've ever seen, all whilst hoping to find a clear view of Mount Snowdon. But am I tired of battling the surly Welsh weather and constant miles in between stops? Could this be the end of my van life chapter? And so I returned to the beach from last night, hoping to explore. Well, I'm back, but the weather's horrendous. Yeah, I don't fancy going out in this, but I'm here now, so... However, the entire coast was seemingly engulfed by this angry-looking storm cloud. Oh, I can't deal with the weather stuff. It's too much. I just went for a walk for like 2 minutes, and like all my clothes are completely soaked through. I think I'm just gonna have a cup of tea and just write off today, because I can't really deal with all these wet clothes in the van. It's getting too much at the moment. There's like nowhere to dry anything, and like everything's like steamed up all the time, and you can't see anything. Like, I was gonna go look at the bridge.
Yeah, I couldn't even walk to the sea because
it's just like you're walking into like a cloud, but it's really high wind as well. So look at my shorts. It's like, what, 2 minutes? I'm just gonna drive today. I'm just gonna drive to the destination. I just didn't expect the weather to be this bad for this long. It's a bit like when I went to the Lake District and it just rained for like 7 days in a row. We're already past that point now. We had yesterday evening it was dry for a bit. So that was the only nice walk that I've had so far for a while. Harlech Beach. That's Harlech Castle up there. And this was the second stop of the day. So this is one of the most epic bits of land that I've seen so far. It's like the peninsula that comes out off the top of Wales' northwest corner before you get to Anglesey. I don't even really know what it's called. I think there's a national park area, like a small one, but it's just, it's quite mountainous. Must be still similar landscape to Snowdonia. And looking over that way is, well, Porthmadog and Porthmeirion are sort of in the estuary as such, so they're a bit further in, I think, but not very far away, only about 10 miles away. And yeah, this is almost at the destination, really. I think the destination I wanted to drive onto Anglesey and just check out a couple of places up there. This is it's pretty special, really. It's absolutely freezing cold and my coat is still soaking wet, so I'm not sure about swimming today. It might even be too cold to paddle. Yeah, definitely. I think I just need a break from the rain now. I've had enough of the weather and stuff. I'm getting tired and like fighting all the miles and keeping up with all the van chores and everything. This has been an interesting trip, probably a bit of a learning curve in terms of what I need to do going forwards in terms of travelling, like van prep and stuff like that. Say cheese. I can feel the rain coming again, getting wet again. I need more waterproof clothes, definitely. So beautiful. Yeah, it goes right over to that corner, that bit of land. I wonder how many miles across it is. 30, something like that. It's the only downside of the west coast and Scotland and everything and Wales. It's just the weather. It seems to be very wet the majority of the time. But all these beaches remain almost completely untouched by humans because, I mean, in the summer you get a few weeks where they're probably packed, but yeah, this is only the first week of September. It's already almost completely empty. The sand is like immaculate. It's like so smooth and it's like these little tiny patterns in it. I don't know if you can see it. It's just perfect. This beach has definitely made me feel a lot better about this part of the trip now. This is just a really nice place. I'm glad I found it. I can feel a wave of optimism kind of washing over me now. I'm not very good at being inside, especially when it's raining, stuck in a little van. I love being outside. It always makes me feel better. It's funny that there's these little bits where the tide, I wonder if the tide's coming in or going out, but it's like washing into these little recesses that I need to not get trapped in, I suppose. Otherwise I'm going to get wet feet. I'll be able to jump over this one. Yeah, it's all like coming in, look. Oh no, I'm going to get wet. I'm about halfway along this beach and yeah, I walked out a bit further and turned around. Continue with my journey. Looking over towards Snowdon, it's birdo season. Return of the gulls. It's starting to clear up now. Bit of a better view. And so I returned to my trusty steed to make more miles north. Yeah, so I think if you walk all the way around, you actually end up here. But I just drove. I don't know, it's all a bit confusing really. I thought this was the Cobb just now, but it's not. I'm about 25-30 miles from Snowdon on the map, I think. So, yeah, whether you can walk all the way around, that's a pretty dramatic shot there and there. Yeah, maybe you can't. Unless it's like really low tide. You can kind of come round under the bridge. You can probably cross the road, I suppose. It's just a very interesting bit of land. I love these beaches where they go in for miles. You get these like huge sweeping views of like flat land in between the gaping mountains. I'm not going to walk all the way down there, but... And I continue to discuss the sweeping landscapes and perfect beaches, strange estuaries hidden under the road. I was looking for the Cobb, but I had to rejoin the road again as I was still a few miles off. Love these like flat bits of rock that kind of slide up out of the sand that you can like lie down on. And then it goes for miles that way as well. Like there's just sand on the other side that goes for miles. Porthmadog. I'll walk along the Cobb a little bit, see if I can get a shot. Unless I'm at totally the wrong end. You're just about to witness my best Carl Pilkington impression. Right boy. Just walking to Porthmadog, because like Manchester's shit, innit? Just go and check out the old Cobb and that. Check out the view. I wanted to check out this place because Pilko had mentioned it in some of the early XFM podcasts he did with Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant. From what I can gather, it's a sort of really long bridge made primarily as a link for the railway. It's just a really long straight line, it's like a mile long. One can only assume that this is the view of Snowdon. If it were clear, there was no cloud covering it. I think it's sort of roughly in the middle. Beautiful shot. It also had a sort of remote, old fishing town kind of vibe, which seemed interesting to me. This is the classic shot of Snowdon on a clear day, apparently. Porthneigwl. We're over on that peninsula now. I might stay here tonight, depends how it goes. I'm just going to eat dinner and go for a quick walk. And it turns out my timing of this mini expedition couldn't have been better. I wasn't expecting to see something as beautiful as this, however. It's the sun rays escaping out the top of the cloud there, looks really cool. There's loads of surfers out here, I think. Might be able to get away with staying here, but I don't know, it's quite busy. Well, that for a sunset. Oh, this might be my favourite beach. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, something about the landscape around it. Some colourful pebbles and that. I suddenly noticed a pebble wall and some sort of strange building at the edge of the beach. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Someone's gone to the effort of building it. Some sort of sea defence? Wonder what this was for. A military defence post, perhaps? Yeah, we're like proper remote now. This is like right in the far corner of Wales. Apart from, I suppose, Anglesey is technically the furthest, but we're nearly there. Is that daisies or gerbera? Not sure. That's the one. It says you've got to be careful of riptides. I don't know what that means. See if it comes in really quickly or something. It's to do with these little low bits I saw on the other beach, like little channels. I look, there's a fort or something up there. Cliff edge. Yeah, some of the surfers were trying to get. Oh no, there's like a mist over there. this sunset. It's moments like this that made me realise that despite the challenging weather and the long journeys, it's all been worth it. Here came another one. It's like the tide's all the way over there, and then it comes up to like your feet, sort of here, every couple of minutes. And this was indeed the most truly spectacular sunset I've ever seen. That is just amazing, isn't it? It's interesting to think that like this is just such a barren landscape. It's like cold, windy. It's the thrashing of the sea against these cliffs. People just live inland because you've got to get away from all the elements. There's always these kind of strange parts of the earth where it's never going to be much. I don't know. Obviously people come here and stuff, but I don't think there's ever going to be like a big city or anything here, is there? It's a bit of a weird wasteland. Right in the far corner of Wales. It's almost the conclusion of my trip. The original plan was to go to Scotland, like from North Wales, but I'm going to go home before I go for a little while. So that's my plan. I've got things I need to sort out, money and stuff like that. Next trip is Scotland, and then head home. That's it. There's some surfers down here trying to catch surf. See the tiny speck in the distance, but then. The rain's coming again. Let's get back. Just watching the sunset. It's very dark now, but it's just a little bit through the glass. It's actually a really nice spot, this. So I'm hoping that no one gives me any jip for like parking overnight, because that sometimes does happen, unfortunately. But if they make me move, which I don't think they will, because it feels pretty, like there's no signs and it feels pretty quiet, then I'll just have to drive like 45 minutes back to that other spot I stayed at last night, so that's my backup. But yeah, if I stay here then I'm closer to Anglesey. Yeah. But then... I fucking spoke too soon, didn't I? It's not going to be the people that move me, it's the weather. Suddenly the van's shaking all over the place. It's like a gale force wind, and I'm going to be in danger of this thing flapping up again if I don't turn around. Oh god, what's happening? It's like a storm has just come in. I wouldn't be too worried if it wasn't for this crappy skylight thing. It just doesn't... It never wants to like stay put when there's wind coming from behind. It starts like lifting up. Also, this is super loud, so I really don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep through this. Oh shit. Okay. Maybe plan B then. This has actually gone crazy. I just don't know how I avoided that on the walk. It's like rocking the van. I'm going to have to go back. It's like an hour and 10 minutes though. I didn't realise it was quite as far as that. I'm going to check park up and see if there's anywhere else, but I don't know. Yeah, I've just turned the van around and I've turned my bed around so that I'm away from the window, because it's always like drafty and noisy in the window there. And yeah, I can confirm that the wind is blowing sort of northwest, so hopefully that'll be fine now. Yeah, I can deal with it this way around, I think. It already feels quieter. Because when my head is like right down the bottom of... It depends where the hill is, essentially, because I'm sleeping downhill like this now, so I can have the pillow at this end. And it feels quieter, because I've like boxed all this in. That was my idea. And as long as that thing's not flapping around, then that's fine. I'm just going to stay here now, I think. Ride it out, see how it goes. That's died down a bit as well, so... I tried to do some stargazing. You can see loads of stars tonight. They just don't show up. You can see the northern lights in the news tonight, but I can't see anything. There is like a completely clear sky there though. Yeah, the tracker said it's not going to happen, but you know. That's amazing. That's Earth Minor. And then there's a galaxy, Andromeda, in our cluster that's moving towards us. And it's going to collide with us in 200 million years or something. It's going to collide with the Milky Way. It's like literally heading straight to us, but it's going to take that long to get here. Like an entire galaxy, possibly even bigger than our own. It's pretty cool. I genuinely don't know if I've ever seen the Milky Way, like, because it's just such a clear night now. I just can't believe it doesn't show up on my phone. The next morning, I stayed. I made it. Yeah, I just turned my van around and it made a world of difference because I was like facing the wind then. One of my favourite spots actually. It was so quiet last night. I'm sure it's different on the weekend, but like I'll probably come back here tonight. Anglesey. And so I finally reached the part of the country I'd originally aimed for. It's like green sea, like turquoise. We're on Anglesey now, the final destination. and it is beautiful. I like these trees, very windswept. Actually, all of the trees are a bit like that. Must be high winds all the time, they're all in one direction. It's interesting. This was a strange place, very weather-beaten and desolate looking, yet also very commercialised. I had to drive through a ticketed barrier to even enter the woods, which was more like entering some sort of holiday campsite than a car park. School bits of driftwood everywhere. I do want a bit of driftwood for the van. I've never paid to enter a beach before, so I decided to try and take advantage of the brief but sudden dry weather and go and see what was about. Needless to say, the beach was very, well, windy. I could duck into the woods, I suppose. I'd attempted a few shots without my phone being blown out of my hand, moderately successfully, but then quickly had to hide inland. So I had to hop over the fence to get back onto the path because I was walking down the beach. Yeah, looks like there's a lot of rain just about to come in again, so not sure how long a walk I'm going to do. Right, boys and girls, we are the guardians of Anglesey. Bangor. Bangor was the next stop. I'd originally intended to explore more of Anglesey, but I was curious to see another university city in Wales in all its raw and briefly sun-swept beauty. So I jumped out the van to take a look. Searching for Mount Snowdon. This is just the most amazing valley. There's a couple of houses in the middle, horses down there, sheep. Look at this. Just checking I wasn't in the bus lane then. It's like towaway zone, but I'm like, surely you can pull over it, there's no other lay-by. Lakeside View. I made the final stint of the trip through the Snowdonia National Park, hoping to at least scout out the area for potential future travels. Stunning landscape. Sort of reminds me of the Lake District now. The mountains and the scree and everything. And then the water sort of right there. However, I also really wanted to get a clear view of Mount Snowdon before heading back, which had so far proven to be completely evasive. If the weather's not too bad tomorrow. Along the way, I was struck by several rather epic-looking lakes at the roadside. It's just some of the most beautiful surroundings. I've just driven through the other side from around there, and it's just like something out of the Andes, you know. So it's just so picturesque. So yeah, it'd be nice to go for a little walk, but I don't think I've got it in me this evening. This was the best and closest vantage point for viewing Wales's tallest mountain that I'd discovered, but of course, it still appeared to be evading my line of sight through the dark grey clouds above. Perhaps it wasn't meant to be. Despite this, however, I was still able to take in the amazing landscape surrounding the peak, and my god did the camera not do it justice. I also had a moment where I realised this might be the end of the mission, and it was time to go back and reflect. Things had been a bit trying these last few days. Yeah, I think I'm going to come back here tomorrow. Not this particular park out, but back there somewhere. If I got time, go for a little walk, and then head back south through the national park. Spectacular. Yeah, it's just out of this world, really, the landscape. I mean, you could be here, you could spend weeks walking around it. There's just so many places to go, but running out of time, so yeah, I'm going to head back to the beach and call a friend and yeah, get some internet. It's about 45 minutes, I think. We made it, we've done it. in the back of my mind, I'm kind of scouting it out a little bit for next time, because yeah, I ended up a bit sort of rushed and I didn't plan it very well and stuff. Like, I got things I got to sort out back home, but next time, now I know like where to stay the night and stuff. Got a couple of park ups kind of locked down, so that's gonna be my plan, I reckon. Yeah, and kind of focus more on this area and less on the beaches. Like, on the way up to Scotland, I might sort of come via Snowdonia. Now I know that there's more to do here. Like, I feel like I kind of felt out Pembrokeshire quite a lot. The kind of the south coast, I've done quite a lot around there. So yeah, it's a bit out of the way, but it's not major. You know, I might drop £100 in fuel or something, but in the grand scheme of things, this has got to be worth another stopover, I reckon. So yeah, it's one of those little signs again with all the stickers on. See, I've got my name now. I need to like put a sticker on there, don't I? I need to get a logo and stuff. Right, that's the challenge. Come back here and put my logo there. Yeah, next time.
Head south on A498.
It's actually a bus stop as well. Yeah, next time
Continue for 8
on the road
kilometres.
trip. Quick dip on the way back. I think it always feels like a good way to celebrate the end of a trip with a refreshing ice-cold dip in a lake or river. This is a peaceful spot, although it is on the road. However, much like the Lake District attempt, I quickly realised the water was not only icy cold, but the rocks were sharp and the water was shallow. Algae was floating around, also making it very slippery. So just a bit of a paddle and a splashdown in the end. Maybe in better weather I'd have been able to send it and just swim over the rocks or something. And after the lightest wash I've ever had, I decided to leave the water. The next morning. I was going to go to the beach, but it's hailing, so I don't know. I might just start driving instead, actually. We've done it. I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to have a break and then come back on the way up to Scotland. That's a new plan. Get rid of all this crap. And so ultimately, the weather had once again decided for me, and all that was left to do was to just drive home. So there we have it, folks. Another mission complete. But what's next? Stay with the channel to find out, as there will be some exciting plans ahead, but whether or not I return to Snowdonia next remains to be seen. The end. Like and subscribe for the next adventure.